Algeria, that is in Northwestern Africa. So the bordering countries are then over the Mediterranean Sea, Spain, and then next to it there is then Morocco, and then there is the Western Sahara, which is 70% occupied by Mauritania, the next country, and 30% by the Polisario Front. There's a ceasefire since 1997. And then there is Mauritania, and then Mali, and then Niger, then Libya, and then Tunisia. And Algiers, the northern part, the 15% northern part, that is a bit different. The 15% northern part, that is the coastal region. There's Mediterranean climate, and there are all the cities. And there's also the fertile land and the agriculture. The other 85% are then more Sahara. There is a stony desert, sandy desert, and also bare stones. And there are some bigger cities. Algiers is the capital, and there are some oases also then. Birsig or something is the name of it, an oasis there. There are then fertile valleys in that region. There's agriculture done, there's tobacco made, there is wines and vegetables and fruits were done, and they are exported. Since the 1950s also more oil is exported, crude oil. And then a bit to the history, 3,100 years ago the Phoenicians occupied it, and then the Phoenician Empire declined a bit. They were more in the eastern part of the Mediterranean Sea. They declined it when it became Carthage in the region of Tunisia, when the Romans conquered Carthage in 1146 before Christ. Then in the 5th century the Vandals came, and then came the Byzantines, they were also in the eastern part. And then in the 7th century then the Arabs, and they brought then the Islamic language and religion. 80% are speaking, a big part speaks Arabic, and another part speaks also Hamitic. And now the Arabs came, Arabic language and also the religion of Islam started then to be there. In 1519 the Ottoman Turks occupied the coastal part, and then in 1830s the French said it was a haven for pirates and started to occupy the country until 1847. 1847 it became then French basically, and until 1902 against opposition and fighting it became then whole Algier a part of France. And then from 1950s onwards there was opposition. The Algerian Front de Libération Nationale fought against the French, and in 1962 Algeria became independent. And 2 million European colons, named the settler, the colonialists, were living there, and they lived in because of the war and the independence. When they left the country, 100,000 also remained. And there is the Algeria and Maghreb, that is the coastal region named the Mediterranean region, also in Morocco and Tunisia, neighboring countries. And the weather it is quite warm, 9 degrees in January even, and warmer in August. And a bit more in the Sahara, it is even warmer all the year over. There's not so much rain, 70 centimeters, but there are some mountains. The coastal mountains, they have up to 2,300 meters, and then Mount Tahat in the Aga Mountains, that is 3,000 meters high, and there are even some days where snows lie. And that is according to the Reader's Digest Library of Modern Knowledge, Book 3, Part 22, Regions of the Earth, written by Hugh Clayton, John Coyle, Michael Frenchman, and D.H. Sinclair, on the pages 1099 and 1100, and it's all written in the 1970s.